Did you know that it is possible to write a crime thriller around Agenda 2063? For the longest time, we've all been talking about Agenda 2063. But then one day, some of us decided that we need to stop the talking. We can write, we can talk, we can do all these things that happen. But for those who are interested in broadening the appeal of Agenda 2063, what we need to do is begin to start telling stories around them. And what better story to tell than a crime story? Everyone likes crime stories. Everyone likes a murder mystery and all these things. And so this has been one of the reasons why some of us decided to come up with a story which we've entitled Jazz Nights at Jupiter. Jazz Nights at Jupiter is a fictional crime story based on Agenda 2063. It positions itself really as the first African crime thriller inspired by Agenda 2063. The whole plot is about a detective called Mendacity Mensah. He's supposed to be an author of a book called Milk Diplomacy. That's part of the whole plot as well. Who leads a special crimes unit in Addis of AFRIPOL. AFRIPOL is a real African Union institution. It's the AU's law enforcement agency, which is based in Algiers, in Algeria. They don't have an office in Addis, at least not a liaison office. But in this story, Mendacity leads the fictitious special crimes unit, which is populated by 3 other people, a South African Ghanaian criminologist who is also a true crime writer. There's one Dr. Ophelia Verity Alderkirk, who is a psychologist, a Nigerian, who's a psychologist, but also a detective who is working for the West Africa Police Information Systems. Then there's a profiler from Belgium, just to give it an international flavor and to broaden the appeal a little. These 3 characters work together with Mendacity to stop, in this maiden edition of Jazz Nights at Jupiter, a serial killer who has escaped from prison, causing an Interpol red alert across law enforcement agencies on the continent. He's escaped from prison and he's done something which makes the plot revolve as quickly as it can. It's the fact that he has killed, or at least through acolytes and associates, he has killed 7 people inspired by the 7 aspirations of Agenda 2063. So you have someone, a customs officer, who has been killed. That's freedom of movement. You have someone, an art thief, who has also been murdered in Brussels, a West African art thief who has been murdered in Brussels. That's aspiration 5, about culture. Then you have someone who has been murdered in Kenya, who's a peacekeeper. So that's aspiration 4. So the whole idea is to use the plot of a crime thriller to remind people about the 7 aspirations of Agenda 2063 and also have a good story that unfolds. So the season 1 is already done, and season 1 will be out, released on ECOWAS Business News around November. But some parts are already being released on social media, on WhatsApp and ECOWAS Business News. 2 or 3 episodes have already been released there as a trailer. But it is in 3 seasons. Season 2 is under production. Season 1 has already been done. And it has now, I can tell you that it is now the first crime thriller based on Agenda 2063. I can tell you that the appeal is broad because I have people whom I know who are not African or Ghanaian who are interested in reading. And that was the whole point, to get the appeal to go beyond the borders of the continent so that people enjoy a good story but also begin to appreciate what Agenda 2063 is. And so these are some of the things that we can begin doing. Storytelling. Yeah, you can write an article, someone will read and they will forget. But when you write a good story, and that story, if you're lucky, you get funds for it and it goes to the silver screen, the small screen, streaming, and then the big screen in the cinema, you have made it in so many ways. So that is these are some of the things that we're trying to do with Jazz Nights at Jupiter. You can find a lot about Jazz Nights at Jupiter at hashtag Jazz Nights Jupiter. And everything that you need to understand about the plot. Season 2, we're trying to make it as fast-paced and as exciting as possible with an explosive finale in Season 3, where everybody will understand all the twists and turns that have come with the story. But the idea is to say that Agenda 2063 is here to stay, but some of us are going to be telling it differently from articles. We want to tell it in stories where we're bringing real life situations into fiction, writing about real institutions, real places, so that people can relate to it as well in a way that has not been done before. So find hashtag Jazz Nights Jupiter online across social media, and please do let us know how you find it. ECOWAS Business New is marketing it, but you can definitely find it anywhere you go online. And it's an example. We want to know, get some feedback on that so that we can begin amplifying the conversations around how the creative arts can be used on the continent in a very beautiful and magnificent way. We don't need to wait for funding. There's no money behind this. It's just a passion to write and the passion to amplify Agenda 2063, take it to the place where it has not been before. Till one day someone says, okay, we are going to put money behind it. We want to put money behind it because we like what you're doing. And that's the whole idea around this. Sometimes you need to start it off yourself before people begin realizing how serious you are, and then you start putting resources behind it. So that's